Of course, 3 judges score the fight only, and a fighter can be saved by the bell only in the last round.
And of course, as we mentioned, the altitude very much a factor here. And at 6,000, somewhere between 6,000 and 7,200 feet, one of us is right about what the altitude is here, but it really does have an effect. And now the first fight we're going to be seeing a couple of heavyweights, and I think it affects them perhaps even more.
I would think so. I think the more weight you carry here, the harder it is to carry it off, because you really do run out of steam in a hurry.
Let's talk a little bit about this first fight. Alex Garcia is the guy that everybody's watching. Good amateur and a guy who's kind of on the verge of taking that next step.
Well, he needs to upgrade the caliber of the opposition he's had so far, Barry. He's a good puncher. He's got plenty of size. He weighed in at 223 today. Mijangos, I am not sure, will be the stiffest test in the world, but he does have some experience, almost 40 fights coming in.
As a guy who covers boxing for a living, as you look at Alex Garcia, it's nice to see a lot of talent all of a sudden being infused into the heavyweight division.
Well, the heavyweight division was pretty dead there for a while, and when Mike Tyson had a stranglehold on the division, really most people didn't give the young guys a chance. It was just like, look, if you can't beat Tyson, don't even bother. Now we know just about anybody in this division is beatable.
Yeah, we're going to talk a little bit more about that, too. There's a great school of thought right now that feel that Mike Tyson is beatable. Of course, he did lose to Buster Douglas, and now all of a sudden the infallibility may be disappearing a little bit. We will explore that a little bit further. Right now, let's get underway and meet the two in the first fight with Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the Lake Tahoe Horizon Casino Resort here in Lake Tahoe, Nevada, where tonight, Top Rank Incorporated and the undisputed, undefeated king of beers, Budweiser, presents professional boxing for your entertainment. These bouts are sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission. And now let's get things started with 8 rounds. This is in the heavyweight division. The referee for this first bout is Vic Draculich. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the red trunks with white trim. He weighs an even 208 pounds from Houston, Texas. His professional record, 22 victories, 17 by KO against 12 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Ladislao Mijangos. And in the corner, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the red trunks with black trim, he weighs an even 223 pounds from Los Angeles, California. An outstanding professional record, 18-1, 14 by KO. Introducing Alex, the San Fernando Hammer Garcia.
All right, gentlemen, you received your instructions in the dressing room. Are there any questions? Any questions for the Chief Seconds? No. All right, remember, obey my commands, protect yourselves at all times. Touch gloves. Let's get going.
So here's a look at Alex Garcia, the tattoo, incidentally, from San Fernando. You can see San Fer. We don't want to know about Nando.
Really, where is Hammer? That's what I want to know.
So we're set to go here. And one thing I will assure you, neither of these guys will ever be on the bodybuilding show on ESPN. You might not want to stray too far from your television set in this fight.
He's punching the punch. There's a good left hook by Garcia. One thing we should mention about Mijangos, Barry, is that he's been knocked out quite often recently. In fact, in 4 of his past 5 fights.
He's from Mexico City. He says, well, I only train when I know I have a fight. Works on the subway system in Mexico City. Actually, that left hand hurt him a little bit.
I know if he loses here tonight, I'm going to say something about him going down the tubes.
There you are. Mijangos, however, in this fight says he's had 3 weeks to prepare and feels that he is in some semblance of shape.
Actually, he told us today that he was training for several weeks, took a week off, and then had 20 straight days of training. So this is comparatively good shape. There's a good right hand to the body by Alex Garcia.
Claim to fame for Mijangos is a victory over Leon Spinks. That was 6 years ago.
Which he followed only a few months later with a knockout loss to George Foreman.
So he's been in there against guys who at least have recognizable names. Tony Tubbs knocked him out.
He certainly has the edge and experience here. That's really where Alex Garcia should concentrate most of his attack, I would think. It does not seem that Mijangos has trained the midsection very diligently for this fight.
Punches.
Good left hand by Garcia. Backs Mijangos up.
I'm a little bit surprised by the lack of aggression of Alex Garcia. I really thought he would come out and press Mijangos a bit more right from the opening bell.
Good right hand. Garcia seems to be largely an arm puncher, too.
Yes, you know, he was a good puncher as an amateur, but as a pro, he has not been that big a knockout puncher.
So we come to the end of one round, and Mijangos goes down as we come to the bell.
And here's the knockdown that came just before the end of the first round. The right hand. Mijangos goes down, and you know, he stayed down for 9.5, Barry. I wasn't sure he was getting up.
Barely got up. Remember, the bell can't save a fighter. Rakovic doing a good job. They plan big things for him.
Yes, he's a referee we should really keep our eye on because he may be a factor in this fight, and he is one of the referees that Nevada is looking at to move into their big fights, especially in the wake of the controversy earlier this week in the Tyson-Ruddock fight.
Terrific punch profile from the first round, and the numbers, of course, indicating exactly how the round went.
Second time. All right.
Drakovic there, stepping in and doing so wisely.
And that's 2 warnings now for holding behind the neck. Let's see what he does.
Punch out, punch out.
If there's a third infraction, at that point, he's supposed to take a point away.
Pronounce Vic's name right. It's Drakulic, not Drakovic.
If he gets as much work as they plan for him, I think we'll all know his name in due course.
Come on, punch out, punch out. Let's go. Let go. Let go.
This is the second round of a fight, probably best described as no contest. I don't know where that came from, but it landed right on the nose.
Neither does Alex Garcia. That was what the fighters like to call a stupid punch. That's a punch you really are not supposed to get hit with.
Touch push, yes.
Push!
No knockdown. There's a right hand by Mijangos that staggered Garcia. And that is really not supposed to happen.
No, not at all. Garcia's knees really did a little buckle there. And boy, if Mijangos were to drop Alex Garcia, I think that would be a serious setback to this young man.
Watch your shoulder. Watch your shoulder.
And what Garcia's in danger of doing now is getting Mijangos into that state of mind where he really thinks he might be able to win the fight.
But when you land a punch like that and see a result like that, that can encourage a fighter who's being as badly beaten as Mijangos is.
Mijangos just looking to load up now, and particularly with the right hand.
But he's not pressing the advantage, and you know, you would think that he might want to because Garcia's a young fighter, and that may even be the first time he's really been hurt in a fight. Although he has been stopped on cuts by D. Collier.
Said that cut, however, occurred by means of a headbutt.
Have you ever heard a fighter to admit that a cut came from a punch?
Certainly not.
It's a pretty good jab.
Good, if infrequent. Both fighters just really looking to load up and get the guy out of there. And I have to tell you, I'm surprised it's gone as far as it has.
Something got to give in this corner. Pick it up high, man. Okay, Alex, look, you're reaching for your jab. You're not bending. You gotta bend down, okay? Bend forward. Your steps are fine, but you gotta bend from the middle, okay? Which you get. Now you gotta punch behind this guy's jab. You take that right hand behind his jab like we do it, okay? Slack on the pads now, all right? And take him out of there, all right? Take him on out of there now. Don't wait for him because you're getting a little bit cocky here, okay? Wait for him, man. You're a little bit cocky. You're getting a little bit cocky, baby. Let's go ahead and get him on out of here now, all right? Let's go ahead and get him on.
Here's the sequence where Garcia gets nailed. The first 2 punches, he blocked pretty well, but the right hand snuck through, and you saw the little dance.
And that was right on the button. And in his corner, you heard him say, you're getting a little cocky now.
Come on. Let go.
But wisely, they did not mention the fact that Garcia was hurt. You certainly don't want to reinforce that image in the young fighter's mind.
There's a right hand again that got there, this time to the top of the head. Mijangos fighting like a different fighter. He really is fighting like a guy who feels he has a chance here. Although the numbers do not indicate that.
Although a much closer round here in round 2, only a one-punch difference, and we know that the hardest punch in the round came from Mijangos.
On your card after 2, of course, a 10-8 round in the first round because of the knockdown at the end of the round.
And I inexplicably gave Garcia the second round. I might want to change that if they allow the unofficial judges to use whiteout. I might want to reverse that.
Somehow I have the feeling that the cards are not going to be of utmost importance here.
There's that right hand again.
That one was caught on the gloves, and he took a left hand from Garcia, and that staggered Mijangos, and he's in big trouble, and down he goes.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right?
He is up but wobbly.
You go down when you want to stop. Okay? No more. Box.
Garcia now will try to get him out of there. Mijangos still on wobbly legs. And down he goes again with a shot to the back of the head. It really wasn't a knockdown.
4, 5,
kind of a residual effect knockdown.
7.
It really seemed to be pushed in the back of the neck.
Box.
I was just going to say, I like very much the way Vic Dracula controlled the situation in the first knockdown, warning Garcia about hitting the man when he's down. But I think that second one was a push.
Hold it. You're holding on in there. No more. Back up.
Garcia trying to load up. Still has his hand hurt. Won't take much. And that, you're going to call that a push?
Well, if not, then
It's
the
a
fight's
third
over.
knockdown,
because it's
that's
a
right.
knockdown rule fight.
6.
So this should be the end of it.
7, 8.
Well, he calls it off anyway, but the fight was over regardless, according to the rules.
No, I didn't agree with the second knockdown being a knockdown. If you call that one, then the fight automatically ends here.
And the third one was about half push also. So it will go as a W for Alex Garcia, but not a true test, I don't believe, by any stretch.
I think the result is no surprise to us, but I think I was a bit surprised by the fact that Mijangos was able to hurt Garcia, and also by the fact that Garcia had so much trouble. You know, even though he won by a third-round KO, it was something of a lethargic effort.
So still something to learn for Alex Garcia, who has chalked up his 6th knockout in a row, and his 8th win in a row. And let's make it official now with Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, the bout comes to an end at 2 minutes 25 seconds of the third round. Referee Vic Dracula stops the bout. The winner by TKO. His record now 19-1 with 15 KOs. Alex the San Fernando Hammer Garcia.
So Alex Garcia is the winner by knockout over Ladislao Mijangos. And when we come back, Wally Matthews will talk with Alex Garcia and ask him all about the goings-on tonight. Get a winner, Alex Garcia, and he's with another winner, Wally Matthews. Wally?
Thanks, Barry. And Alex, you were in with an experienced guy today, a guy who was a bit unorthodox. Took you 3 rounds to put him away, and it was a bit of an unusual ending in that it was a 3-knockdown rule TKO, but really only the first one seemed to be a solid shot.
Yeah, the first one I was trying to set him up with the right hand, come back with a hook to the body. I'm pretty sure the first one knockdown was a right hand to the head, and I'm sure he was hurt from that. But I was kind of haven't fought in 6 months, so I'm kind of off target now. Well, but this will help me out.
It did seem that that he never really recovered from the first knockdown, and we're going to see it from 2 angles here.
Okay, I'm trying to set him up with the right hand. That one caught him right over the glove. I think that was the second knockdown, wasn't it?
No, that was the first one. In fact, the referee here, you can see it again from another angle.
Okay, I barely clipped him on the chin with that one, but I come back with another one around his glove with the right hand and left hook. Oh, he did have his knee down when I hit him in the arm.
But it seemed, I have to tell you, it seemed that was a bit of a reflex follow-up punch there. Now,
I didn't really, try to push it. I tried to hold back on it because I seen him going down.
And the other two knockdowns, one of them seemed to be kind of a push to the back of the head. But did you get the feeling that Mijangos was just about finished, weakening?
Yes, he was. He was ready to go. I was just trying to set my shots up, my right hand with left hook. He was kind of, I was not trying to push the fight. It ended in the first round. I was trying to get a little bit of work out of it.
All right, now there was one point there where you got hit with a right hand. It looked like your knees wobbled a little bit. Was it that hard a punch, or were you just not expecting to get hit with it?
Not expecting. I did get caught with it. Like I said, it was not enough. Haven't fought in 6 months, so not enough ring, stop it right now. But it'll come along next fight. You'll see.
All right, Alex Garcia promises improvement in the future. He didn't look too bad tonight. Back to Barry.
All right, thanks very much, Wally. Congratulations to Alex Garcia. Runs his record to 19-1. What's next for him? He says he'd like either Trevor Berbick